Hello everyone. So welcome to this evening session. Thank you so much for attending. I'm Professor Parik Goswami. I'm head of the Department for Fashion and Textiles, and my role today is to introduce you to the fascinating world of fibers. What are fibers? Fibers are the building block of any textiles. Now, obviously, as textiles are made out of fibers, they build the textile. The property of textiles depends a lot on properties of the fibers. So what I mean by that? I have taken two kinds of fibers here. One, which all of you know, it is called the wool fiber. And we can create a lot of different garments, including the ones I'm wearing today with wool. But what will happen if I make the same garment with, say, for example, cotton or cellulosic fibers? The properties will be completely different. If you make it with cellulose, it will be less warm, but probably more comfortable to wear. The weight will be lower with the same manufacturing process, so on and so forth. So how many variety of fibers we got? There are lots, right, for us to choose from. There are animal fibers, like the example I've given with wool. There are other natural fibers like cellulose, cotton, and there are lots others, right? You have heard about polyester, nylon. All of them gives different properties. When you use those fibers, when you want to create some very fantastic looking fabrics, you have to do a back calculation. And you need to know what property this fabric got, back calculate, and try to understand what fiber you want to start with. And talking about fibers, doing research about fiber is so relevant today. If I ask you, is cotton more sustainable than polyester? I think I know what the answer will be. But we are now trying to critically analyze which one is more sustainable. Now I have reasons to believe that cotton is not as sustainable as we think, because to produce cotton you need like 30,000 liters of water, which comes from areas where that much of water is not available. Then we have all sorts of animal well-being issues when you produce wool. So we are doing a lot of work to understand which are the best fibers for you, how to manipulate them to create these fantastic looking fabrics. We are also doing a lot of work to find new fibers. In fact, you know what? Today we know how to convert, say for example, a wooden furniture into fabrics using machines such as these ones which are here. So, do we do that kind of fantastic fiber research just to create this good-looking fabrics with given functional properties? Yes, we do, but we can also create other sort of things for technical applications. This fabric, for example, we created in one step using just polymer chips. What this is used for? This can be used for, say, for example, this can be used in your outdoor garments. This can also be used for, say, filtration application in your car. Again, we look at the application, no matter it's for wearable or it's for technical applications in your car or in a flight when you are going to purify the air, we back calculate it to fibers. Try to understand what will be the best fiber for that application. Do a lot of work on that. If there is nothing available from the shelf, we do research to find new fibers, and all those knowledge come together to create a lot of different applications for textiles. Hope that helps. It is really contemporary subject today because of sustainability, and how we care for our planet depends a lot on what fibers we use. So we know we can create a lot of different fabrics. Some looks good, some performs well. So what kind of fabric we create? It depends on what you want, what the consumer wants, and what the industry wants. So me and my colleagues go out to the external world to understand the demand, to understand the need. I'm a board member of UK Fashion and Textiles Association, where all the big retailers, all the big manufacturers, all the big designers are part of. We talk with them, we try to understand what they need for next year, in 10 years' time, in 15 years' time, and we create fibers accordingly so that we can create a lot of different applications for a lot of different things, right? We use our fabric, as I already said, in cars, as medical devices, for normal clothing application, and we do research depending on what the audience want. Now we have invented a new fiber. How we can test the fiber to know whether it is good enough for the application or not. To know that, in University of Huddersfield we have all these machines. This can actually test the strength of a fiber. Now from the fiber we develop fabrics using the machines you have seen before in my background. We can use then this machine to understand their properties. And if you look around, you will see there is a lot of different machines that we test the fibers with, so that we absolutely know that when we make a fabric out of that fibers, it functions the way it is designed to function. You don't want to be in a car with a fabric developed by us and suddenly the car breaking down. To make sure it don't happen, we use these machines. So you can create fibers, and you know that the fibers come from animals like wool, fibers comes from the tree like your cotton. But can we create fibers from, say, seaweed? Can we create fibers from the crab? The good news is we can create fibers from all those very, very sustainable resources that we have in plentiful. And that magic happens here, where we'll get some seaweed, we'll get some skeletons of the crab, and we'll convert them into fibers. Why we do that? For example, it's so interesting to know that the fibers that we create from, say, crab, they're antimicrobial. So if you wet them, you will, no human, the microbes will be created, so no odor will come out of those fabric. What we are doing with seaweed, we create a fiber called alginate that actually is used for wound dressing. So if somebody got a chronic wound, we can create a fabric out of fibers made out of seaweed. We can put it in a wound and it will heal quicker. And it is much nicer than alternatives. Can we mix cellulose, which is what cotton is made of, and fibers that are made out of, say, crab? We can mix them together and we can create hybrid fibers. Again, those are used for example, water filtration. So you can create a dirty water, we can make fibers out of those things that I discussed. You pass the water through those fabric and all the impurities are absorbed into the fabric. I'm making it sound slightly easier than actually the research, but that is why you need to come and work with us. Now the final thing, right? Can you see some unsolved problem in the world that you think can potentially be solved with textiles? Even the faintest of idea that you got, you think textile might solve that. Come and talk with us. We are here to do that. We are here to create new fibers, new fabrics, so that we can solve real problems of the real world. Thank you so much for being here with us today. And I'm looking forward to see you all in our university as soon as possible. Thank you very much.